Bless you. Is it live? Is this on air? That's the big questions in life. I'm trying to see on YouTube because I don't see it. Live stream is starting soon. Sorry, I'm just taking a little time to get the kinks set up. No, did I do it now? Great. Is this working? Oh, am I on? Okay, I'm excited. Let's see how this goes. I've been practicing for like an hour beforehand. So yeah, and let me just see. Okay. Just want to check. I don't think there's anyone here. No, 0 viewers. So yay, I planned this out and no one came. Oh, let me stop being shady. All right, so hi, hello, welcome to the Gates Millennium Scholarship webinar that I'm hosting. My name is Alexandra Matthews. I go by Alex, so Alex Matthews, and I am a Gates Millennium Scholar from the class of 2015. So yeah, I'm relatively new. I'm a relatively new scholar, but you know, I still know about it. Sorry, I'm just like checking my social media just in case anyone has any questions on like actually how to log in, so excuse my rudeness. But yeah, so I'm basically just going to talk about the scholarship and what's it about, give some tips to like actually applying and things like that. So let's start off with like a little background story, history of the scholarship. It was created in 1999 by Bill and Melinda Gates. Yes, the Bill Gates. Bill and Melinda Gates. Basically, I'm pretty sure like how the story goes is that Bill was or Mr. Gates was at a meeting and he noticed that like everyone in the room was Caucasian. There was like no people of color. There weren't any people of color, and he saw that as a problem. And you know, he sort of like wondered why exactly this was like this, or why this was, you know, going on. And he found out that a lot of people, minorities, especially those who are in lower income positions, don't have the money to go to college. And if they do, they actually do go, like they find the money like through loans. They don't have like the networks to actually like get in places like higher places like that. So he created the Gates Millennium Scholarship, and I'm going to talk more about it. Honestly, this scholarship has changed my life. I know that sounds like really dramatic, like, whoa, it's just a scholarship, but it's honestly more than a scholarship. It's way more than that. Oh, oops. Sorry, like I said, I'm not good at technology. All right, and there's that. Whoops, I was practicing beforehand. All right. Okay. Yay. Oh, no. Yeah. All right. So I made a little doodad, a little PowerPoint, just so you have like sort of a visual instead of just hearing my voice talk, and just in case you get I don't know, how can I say it? I don't know, distracted. So yeah, so Gates Millennium Scholarship webinar, Alex Matthews, class of 2015. So what exactly is it? Like I said, it is a scholarship, but this scholarship is special in the fact that it funds your education up to your doctorate degree. So it pays for your total undergraduate and then a portion of your graduate and doctorate degree, but I will go over that later. So not only is it a scholarship, it will pay for your education, but it's also a network of more than 17,000 people. I think I forgot to say that the program started in 1999, and actually 2016 is the class of 2016 is the last cohort to be admitted. So after this, there's no more Gates Millennium, and it's really sad because this is such an amazing opportunity, and I feel like everyone should have the chance to, like, you know, apply for this. But I mean, money isn't infinite. Well, I mean, no, never mind. Let me not like include my ideologies, but it's not infinite, and Bill Gates doesn't have all the money to like keep on funding it. And plus, like, the plan was just like to spend, I think, $1 billion just to like get kids from minority kids from lower income families like into like higher places. So yeah, so the network, there's a network of more than 17,000 people. And with this network, you have access to a plethora, like a ton of opportunities. Like you have access to internships and mentorships and volunteering groups. And for volunteering, I mean like you can go over for like a spring break or whatever and like help clean up like a river, or like help kids learn how to read or teach them whatever the case may be. There's so many opportunities. And with internships and mentorships. So since it's a network and since it includes people who have already gone to college, graduated, and they're like now professionals like in their fields, they know people. And if like, let's say you wanted to be an engineer, you can meet, like there's a mentoring network where you can meet with an engineer and ask them to be your mentor. And then it, like, let's say you want to do thermal engineering and they're just like a mechanical engineering, they most likely know someone who is a thermal engineer, and they can like, you know, set you up with that and like get you an internship so you can have more experience to see if you actually like that job, or you know, if that's really what you want to do. So the internships and mentorships like sort of go hand in hand. So it, like I said, it's a very inclusive scholarship. One thing I would say about it is it's really like a family. For those of you who don't know me or who don't follow me on my social media, I always refer to it as the GMS family, GMS standing for Gates Millennium Scholars. I always refer to it as a family, as just because everyone has your back, you know. You guys, like, everyone's not from the same predicament, so to say, but you know, they know this, for colloquial terms, they know the struggle. They know, you know, what it's like to have like financial hardships, and you know, they're hard workers. So everyone's like really for each other, and you can get help from anyone. And if you can't get help from that person will get someone to help you. So, you know, it's an amazing scholarship. So who is eligible? So not just anyone can apply. So you have to be either basically a minority of minority status. So an African American, American Indian, Native American, Alaska Native, Asian American / Pacific Islander, or Hispanic American, like Latins, Latinos, or Latinas. You have to be a legal citizen of the United States. Yeah, that's pretty much self-explanatory. You have to have a cumulative GPA of 3.3 or above. So basically what that means is that, let's say you have honors classes and, you know, they add extra weight to your GPA. It's like you have to have, like, without the extra weight, you have to have at least a 3.3 or above. So like, let's say you're taking like 2 honors classes and, you know, that boost your GPA up to like 3.7, but like your regular GPA is like a 3.2. You sadly can't apply, but you know, yeah. And you have to be eligible for a federal Pell Grant. So basically what that is that when you fill out your FAFSA on January 1st, like do it, bless you, do it as soon as possible, just so you can, like, 1, get it out the way, and 2, like, get as much money as from your colleges as possible. So, ooh, here, excuse me. Lost my train of thought. Whoops. So basically, once you fill out your FAFSA and like fill out everything on it, I think probably 2 weeks later, you're gonna get your financial. I honestly forgot how that works. Which, sorry. Basically, it'll tell you like if you're eligible for a federal Pell Grant. Like at the end, it say you are eligible for a federal Pell Grant. Yay. Usually that's, I'm not really sure the specific qualifications, but it depends on your family's income and the number of people who you live with, or who or your mom and dad, like, how can I say it? Your mom and dad file under for taxes and things like that. So it all depends on that. So if you're interested, just like look, go on FAFSA.gov, I think, or just Google FAFSA, and you can like get more information about that. So there are 4 groups that the Gates Millennium Scholarship is sort of like casted through. So there's the UNCF, United Negro College Fund, the Hispanic Scholarship Fund, the Asian and Pacific Islander American Scholarship Fund, and the American Indian Graduate Center. So if you ever have any more questions about the scholarship and you don't want to ask me, I don't know why you wouldn't want to ask me. I mean, why not? You can always like call them and just like get their number. And you know, there's also other scholarships that these programs offer. So like for UNCF, there's like the Jack and Jill Scholarship, and for Hispanic Scholarship Fund, I think there was like the HSF scholarship. Oh wait, no. there's basically there's just like a ton of other scholarships that are through these organizations, so definitely check them out and also apply to them. I think another thing is just applying to as many scholarships as possible, just because, one, you don't know if you're going to win them, and if you do win them all, then you more money. Even if you do get the Gates Millennium Scholarship and you do have other scholarships, it basically adds onto like your it goes into your refund check, so you can buy like a computer with that, and I'll go over like the funding later. Is that here? Yeah, so you can buy like just extra things. It's just like more money for you, so you don't have to like work throughout college, even though your education is paid for. All right, so how it works. Basically, with the scholarship, you can attend any college or university in the United States, anything that is United States accredited. So you can go from somewhere to like Harvard or Yale, or just like somewhere to your community college. It really doesn't matter. Anywhere you want to go. A lot of people don't really go to community college who have the Gates Millennium Scholarship, just because, one, they're usually, they want to go to somewhere of like higher education, like to their dream school, and they don't know how to pay for it, and then they get it, and then yay, they can go. But yeah, so you can attend any college or any university in the United States, and this applies for your undergraduate and graduate and doctorate degree. For undergraduate, so basically how how it works is you have your unmet need. It's unmet need. So the Gates Millennium Scholarship basically is considered a quote unquote last dollar scholarship, where basically you have like your cost of attendance. So that includes like your tuition and your room and board and books. It doesn't include your computer, and Gates Millennium does not pay for laptops or anything like that. And that's what I was saying before, with the extra scholarships, you can pay for your laptop, and you don't, of course, it's just better. It's always have more money. Why not? Especially in this day and age. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. So you have your cost of attendance, and you have your expected family. You also have your expected family contribution. So with your FAFSA, it's basically going to say like how much money your family is expected to pay. Personally, for mine, it was $2,500 or $2,600, something like that. But that's pretty much how much I had to pay. So it's like the cost of attendance minus your expected family contribution. So the cost of attendance at Rutgers, especially since I'm an out-of-state student, is $54,000, I think. I know, a lot, yeah. Makes my heart sink, but and then yeah, you subtract it from 2,600, so that's like, I guess you could say $51,500, something along those lines. Did I say 52 or 54? I don't know. It was in the 50s, but that I still have to pay. And then that's basically your GMS award, and that's how it is conducted. So so basically for your undergraduate, everything is met. Now for graduate and doctorate degrees, it is, however, a different story. So also, I forgot to mention that for your undergraduate, you can study anything you want. So you can study dance, or I don't know, physics, or anything like that. You can major, minor, anything you want, and it will be covered. But for graduate and doctorate degree, it is different. So you can only get your degree in areas involving computer science, education, engineering, library science, mathematics, public health, and science. And the science is sort of broad. So it mostly includes like the like hard sciences like chemistry, physics. For me, I'm going to do biogeochemistry, aka soil science, at UC Davis. So we'll see how that goes. But so so basically Gates Millennium will give you $20,000 for a public school. So like I said, I want to go to UC Davis for my graduate degree or for my master's degree. So Gates Millennium would only give me $20,000. And like, let's say if I wanted to go to Stanford, then I would have, or any private school, then they would give me $30,000. So that's pretty much how the funding works. All right, so the application itself, notice in bold letters, January 13th, 2016. Don't rely, don't think that they might give you an extension. I mean, they did for my class, but I mean, don't rely on that. Like, get it done as soon as possible, but I'll talk about that later. So the application involves, sorry, I'm just need to check to see if everything is going smoothly. It is. Oh no. Woof. All right. Okay, so basically it includes 8 essays. I know that sounds like a lot. It's just like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to apply to this too much. But please, please, please apply, because it's such a life-changing thing. And just do the hard work now and you'll get rewarded later, because, you know, that applies to every aspect of life. Sidetrack, sorry. All right, so you have your 8 essays, and I will go over like basically like what they're about later. And you have your additional written requirements. So that's just like explaining like leadership, community service. And I have like I actually have like the application. It's not my application, it's just like the sample from online or from gmsp.org, which is the Gates Millennium Scholarship website. So also you need a nominator and a recommender. So basically a nominator is someone who evaluates your academic record. For me, my nominator was my guidance counselor, because she knows my grades, and, you know, I talk to her a lot, so she knows like about like my work ethic and things like that. And then my recommender to evaluate community service and leadership activities. So a great example with for me, I chose my sponsor from because I was president of Spanish National Honor Society in high school. So I chose my sponsor because she knows like my community service, and she knows like the leadership things that I've done in SNHS. So like I said, due date January 13th, 2016 at 11:59 p.m. Do it, do it, do it. All right, so yeah, so wait. Should I go over it now or later? Yeah, I'll go over it now. Why do I have these? All right. Okay, so let me just check to see if you can see it. Oh man, I did not put up the PowerPoint. So you just heard me talk. Listen to me talk. Boo. That's not good. All right, so I'll just like go over it again. Not go over. I won't talk about it again, but just like show you what I'm talking about. So hopefully you saw this. Yeah, if it's eligible minorities and legal citizens of the United States, and have that cumulative GPA of 3.3 and all other stuff. And, you know, the different organizations, just their logos. Yeah, I'm not. Yay me. All right, and how it works. Just like here's basically all of this. So I'll keep it up for about 5 more seconds. Undergraduate, unmet need, cost of attendance. If it actually, you know what? Yeah, here it is. You can pause it. If anything, I'm just going to save this and like actually show it to people so they can see it. Due date January 13th, 2016. I'm going to drill this into your head because it's important. And please tell me this. You can see it, right? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. Ah, no. Okay. and there. So wait. Here it is. All right. Now that I'm back. All right, so here's basically what the essay looks like. This isn't actually what the essay looks like. This is what the essay consists of. So you have your personal information. Let me get out of Facebook. Check. All right, so you have your personal information, which is like all of that. That's sort of like when I made my account in August, I just sort of filled this out and then later. All right, so here is a breakdown of the essays. I think, you know what, I might just go over that later. I'll definitely go over that later, just so everything is right. So how the process of the application works, the essays due all together now, January 13th, 2016. So that's where your application should be submitted by then, 11:59. Of course, if you want to do it earlier, go ahead, do it earlier. Do not do it late because they're not going to accept it, and you will not be, you have 0% chance of becoming a Gates Millennium Scholar. Before you had a 1.75% chance, but now you have a 0.00% chance. So, you know, do it early, do it, and yeah. All right, so in early March, you will get a letter in the mail, and it will tell you if you are a finalist or not. So that being a finalist does not mean that you got the scholarship. It just means that the applicant pool has been lessened, so you're in like the final round, and, you know, they're just like looking over your stuff. So basically they're telling you to like submit like a supplemental form that you give to like your guidance counselor, and then like your nominator, and your nominator and recommender, or maybe it is your guidance counselor. Well, my nominator and guidance counselor were the same people, so yeah. But basically, you have your it's just like a package, not really a package, a letter. It just like tells you all the things that you need to submit. And I think your nominator and recommender have to submit like a second letter of recommendation. So yeah. And then in late April, you figure out if you're a scholar or not. And you know what? Let me show you now. And then I promise I will put no. What's going on? All right. Stop, I guess. This is confusing. Is there anyone even on? Oh, I have one viewer. Yay! Hi. Jiba, where did I put it? What am I doing? What is life? I'm just a college student. I'm not anyone special. I'm back. All right. So can I see who the viewer is? Hi. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Anyways, so basically you will get a letter that looks like this. It's called it's like a giant folder and it's really exciting. This is like basically like the epitome keys. Lamp. Okay. But basically it's just like the epitome of like what is like, you know, it's just like the milestone of like, oh my gosh, I got the scholarship. All right, so back to what I was doing. All right, so yes. So you have basically this is like how the process works. All right, so tips for the application. Do not procrastinate. Do not be me, and do not be the countless others who submitted or started working on it like the day before, because you'll get frustrated and it won't be like the best that it possibly could be. But I mean, you know, never know. Maybe you know, yeah. So basically, do not procrastinate. Don't at all. Like honestly, don't. It's such a long application that like you at least, like for me, I had like a week and a half to work on it, and even that is too short. So like always like just try to like break it down bit by bit. For the additional written parts, explain your community service and leadership roles in depth. And what I mean by that is, so you have your essays, and I'll go over that as well. But here it is. All right, so you have your leadership information. This is just like the extra like written part. So you know you have your begin date, end date, name of organization, occupation, and then description of activities. Don't put in like, you know, incomplete sentences or just like give like a vague description. Like actually just talk about it. I'm not really sure what the word limit is for this, but like just explain in detail like what you did, your impacts on the club or organization, how you made a change, things like that. Just like really make sure to explain what you're talking about. And ask your nominator or recommender early. So basically, wait, no. I'm funny. Not really. Okay. Hopefully me and my technological hardships are making you laugh. If not, sorry. All right, so ask your nominator and recommender early. Definitely like give them time to make a well planned and thorough recommendation that actually like shows who you are from a different perspective. And don't be discouraged from applying. Like I said before, you have a 1.75% chance. Not to scare you or anything, but you know that's the truth. You have a 1.75% chance. For like the class of 2015, only 1,000, like for everyone, only 1,000 students will get it. But for my class, it was 57,000 people who applied, and only 1,000 got it. And one of them was me. And honestly, I'm not that special. I'm not mediocre, but I mean, I'm not, you know, I haven't like created anything, or it's just like they're basically what they're really looking for is leaders, people who want to make like a change in their community, a change in their, just like, how can I say it? Like a change in their community or a change like in the world, and people who have come from like humble beginnings. Like if you have like financial problems or like problems in your house with like drugs or alcohol or anything like that, those who like defied the odds and I actually want to make a difference, those are the kind of people that they're looking for. All right, tips for the essay, the big kahuna, because it's 8 essays, and that's really like the essays really define what they really show who you are. So the test scores, they're not going to show you what. Basically, the essay is really it's going to paint the picture to the person who is reading your application. So my advice is to be you, the true bona fide version of you, like the raw you. Like honestly, that's probably the best advice I can give you, besides like starting early and things like that. Be you. With these essays, I would have to say that they were definitely different from any other essay I've ever written. With the other scholarships I applied to, I was very uptight about it. I tried to sound so sophisticated and like, smart and all the other stuff. And I ended up not getting it. I mean, I got 2 other scholarships, but I mean, it's just about telling your story from like, you're putting yourself, you're expressing yourself in your story through your essay. So think of it as like, I mean, don't use like slang or anything. Like, don't make these essays sound as if you're like making a Facebook post or anything like that. Make it just show who you are. You can be you and be a leader, okay? Because for the most part, you are a leader. So, I mean, why not convey yourself, your like true self, if you are a leader? That makes sense. And make sure to bring out your voice. So, don't just like write a sentence like, I went through XYZ, or I'm president of XYZ, or I like XYZ. Make sure to like you explain it and sort of be descriptive about it. Like, so add your imagination to it. For me, I personally like when I write, I'm very metaphorical. So I talked about like clouds and I don't know. That's a whole big thing that I won't get into just because I don't want to take up too many people's time. But yeah, just like sort of your writing style, just like make sure to bring it out and be very descriptive, because you have 1,000 words to work with. So, I mean, for those, okay, so the people who are person who's watching this is most likely a senior, and if you haven't started applying to colleges yet, do that. But I mean, like, you'll see that like the applications, they're only like, they're limited to 500 words, 450, 600, X amount of words. So make sure, like, with this, you have 1,000 words to work with. Like, that's a ton. Whoa, like, wow, you have a lot to work with, to be honest. Like, when I saw it was 1,000 words, I was like, oh my gosh, yay. And it doesn't have to be 1,000 words. And the essays don't have to be super long. Some of my essays were long, but then some of my essays were short, and like not a paragraph short, but I mean like 400 words. So it really depends. It's not about the length, it's about the content. So use these 1,000 words to effectively tell your story. And let's go over actually like the actual topics of the essay. So there's 8 essays. 8, I know. All right, so essay 1, discuss the subjects in which you excel or have excelled, and to what factors do you attribute your success. For me, I said like science, biology, and I think art. For essay 2, discuss the subjects in which you have had difficulty, and what factors do you believe contributed to your difficulties, and so on and so forth. Essay 3, briefly describe a situation in which you felt that you or others were treated unfairly or not given an opportunity you felt you deserved. Yes, essay 4, discuss your short and long-term goals. I would have to say this one was the most descriptive, just because if you don't really know me, I'm very, for lack of a better word, hippie-ish and tree huggerish or whatever. So, I like to talk about, I use, I think I talked about yoga in one of these paragraphs. And then, of course, I talked about, like, what I want to do with my career and things like that. So, yeah. Then that's like another example of just being like yourself and conveying who you are, because you are a leader, okay? You're a great person, and you should not have to hide that or make it sound so like, sophisticated or uptight so you can like seem smart. You are a great person, you are a leader, and being yourself means being a leader. And yeah, that's my 2 cents. I'll embark on that more. All right, so discuss a leadership experience you have had in any area of your life. So school, work, athletics, family, church, community, etc. And how and why did you become a leader in this area? How did this experience influence your goals? Yes, so I know you're probably already tired. Like, oh my gosh, you have to write all of these. It's like 8,000 words. You'll be all right. Do it. Honestly, do it. So essay 6, discuss your involvement in and contributions to a community near your home, school, or elsewhere. Please select an experience different from the one you discussed in the previous question, and even if the experience also involved leadership. Whoa, what did I put for these two? I'll look over. All right, essay 7. Other than your classes, other than through classes in school, in what areas, non-academic or academic, have you acquired knowledge or skills? For this one, I talked about my job just because I worked as a waitress and it was an interesting experience. But that's another story. And essay 8. Is there anything else you would like to tell us about that may evaluate that, I'm tired, that may help us evaluate your nomination? So like personal characteristics or obstacles you have overcome. Essay 8 is really where you tell your life story. So like I said, don't just like put facts down, like a sentence that describes it. Like actually go into depth and talk about your feelings. And this is like I said before, these essays, they're pretty much to paint that constructs like this picture of you to like the reader and like lets them see like who you are and what actually is like, you know, who is this person and do they deserve to be a Gates Millennium Scholar? All right, and my personal experience. So let's go back to, gosh, great. Hi. All right, so my personal experience with the scholarship. So, all right. So I remember the summer between my sophomore and, can you see me? Sorry, my webcam is not good. I didn't want to buy a new webcam. Sorry, my battery's running out. Very professional. Sorry. All right. So my experience. I remember between my junior and senior year, you know, I just finished school and I was thinking about like, how am I going to pay for college? Like, what college do I even want to go to? Like, what is life? What do I do? And I, you know, I went online and I looked up full scholarships. I just like typed in Google full scholarships and the Gates Millennium Scholarship came up. So, you know, I looked at it and it said like only 1,000 people went, and you know, it's like a full scholarship up to your doctorate degree. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I don't even know if I'm going to win, but I had this feeling. So like, you know, always trust your intuition too. But yeah, so, you know, I was just like looking through that. I was like, oh my gosh, 8 essays, but you know, it's definitely doable. And, you know, all the other stuff. So the application opened up in August, and I'm really sorry that this is like a late webinar, but I mean, like I said, you can still do it. So I opened it up in August and I filled out the personal information part, and then I left it alone, and that wasn't good because I forgot the password. And then not only did I forget the password, I forgot the, oh wow, that viewer left. I'm offended. Oh wait, no, you're back. Okay. So I forgot the password, and I'll make it quick. I forgot the password. Not only did I forget the password, but I also forgot like the answer to like the hint, and you know, I had to like call sorry, I lost my train of thought. I called in, basically I just kept on pushing it off, and I ended up calling in December, and that's like when I got my password, and that's when I actually started on the application. I actually started in, I asked like my nominator and recommender to like, you know, write the recommendation for me, and I said sorry like 100 times and all this other stuff, and that's when I was like writing the essay. So I stayed up until 4 in the morning, like I think 4 nights, 4 consecutive nights, and I had like all these tests, and it was really bad. But I mean, hey, I'm here. But don't, like I said, don't be like me. Don't do it. Just do it early. Like honestly, I would say do it like a week, like an essay per week or 2 essays per week or anything like that, whatever you can handle. Just like make sure you have like enough time to actually think about it and do things like that. So, you know, I applied and everything was done, and I talked to and I got my English teacher to revise it. One thing, when your English teacher or any adult is revising it, do not let them oh, the viewer left. Excuse me. Do not let them critique the whole essay and like just change it all around, okay? Because basically this essay is conveying you and like saying like what you like, you know, bringing out your story. So don't let like a teacher say, oh no, you have to make it like, you know, more like straight on or like to the point. Like no, like let you have 1,000 words to express yourself. What's that song? Express yourself. Anyways, you know, so don't let teachers or like the adult actually just sort of to lock down like your creativity or anything like that. But yeah, so, you know, I got all that done. So I remember when I, in March, early March, I was coming up to New Jersey because I live in Virginia now, but I was coming up to New Jersey to visit Rutgers, and my mom called and she's like, oh my gosh, there's like a package, and a package came from Gates Millennium and you're a finalist. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's really exciting. So like, you know, I sent him like the documents and all other stuff. And then April came around, and I remember it was like the beginning, sort of middle of April, and I got my financial aid award letter from Rutgers, and it was not enough. Like I said, I'm an out-of-state student, so it was $54,000, and I think Rutgers was only giving me $30,000 more to go, and it's like, how am I going to pay for that? I mean, of course you can get loans, but I mean, that's $14,000 a year, and then graduate school was just like, oh my god, like how am I gonna do this? Like it was really sad. So I remember sitting outside and crying and saying like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, or you know, my parents don't have that much money, my mom doesn't have that much money, no one has like $14,000, and like, you know, it builds up, like no one has that much money to like put me through school, especially with like a career that I want to do. I want to be an agricultural and nutritional biochemist, so just like yeah. But you know, it's a very innovative, like what I want to do is pretty innovative, and it's just like, you know, it's not like a promised job, so you know, if I don't get a job I'm stuck with like all that debt. But yeah, that's sorry, I got sidetracked. But you know, yeah, so I remember that the day I actually did find out I was a Gates Millennium Scholar, it was April 20th, 2015, or as a lot of people call it, 420. And I remember going to school, and some people weren't there because they were partaking in activities, whatever. Anyways, so I went to my Spanish National Honor Society sponsor, and I was just asking her like if we can like have a meeting and stuff. And she's like, yeah, all that stuff. So she asked me if I got a letter. I was like, no, I didn't get a letter. And she showed me this letter that she got, and it said, you know, congratulations, this student's a Gates Millennium Scholar. And I was like, oh my god, are you serious? And so I went to my guidance counselor, and she got the same letter, and I couldn't believe it because I didn't get anything. So it turns out that same letter, this same exact folder, was in the mail the entire week. Like even the week when I was crying my eyes out outside, I pretty much I got the scholarship. Like I was the 1.75% that got the scholarship. Like, whoa, oh my god. And it was like really exciting and all this other stuff. And honestly, I didn't think I would get it because let me tell you, my test scores are not the best, and I am going to be upfront. My SAT score, I got a 1680. Like, that's nothing. My ACT, I got a 26. But I mean, my grades are fine because, you know, I had straight A's, and you know, I just tried hard. But like my testing wasn't good, and you know, I'm kind of shy. Hard to believe because I talk so much. But you know, I'm kind of shy, and just like, I don't know, I always looked at my failures rather than my achievements. I always did that. I don't even now I do that. I'm just like, oh my god, blah, blah, blah. But my advice to you is don't do that, and don't doubt yourself. Don't believe that just because you have low test scores or even low grades. I mean, don't let them be too low, 3.3 or above. But I mean, don't let that make you feel as though you are inferior or that you can't get something like the Gates Millennium Scholarship or be great in life, because test scores or grades, they don't define you. And that's, I think, one of the things I really like about the Gates Millennium Scholarship is that they don't have like a cap for what kind of scores you should have, because they know like that does not define like the individual. That does not define a person. So definitely still apply, and don't think any less of yourself because you have bad blah, 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 bad test scores, whatever. It's like I said, it's all about the person, all about what kind of change you want to do, what kind of vision do you have, like what's your drive, what's your gumption, like what's your, you know, your story, what you want to do in life, like and I can't express this enough, it's your person. So definitely don't let anything like that handicap you. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And even though there's one viewer, there's like a little chat thing, hopefully. So did you want to ask me any questions? I'll wait. I'll probably wait a minute. Well, how about this? While you are typing, let's go over to, if you're typing. What? Third. let me just tell you, my email is theskunkalex@gmail.com. Yeah, funny story, but doesn't matter. So theskunkalex@gmail.com. I am giving you the opportunity to email me any questions you might have. So if you just have like a question that I didn't go over in the PowerPoint or the presentation or webinar, feel free to ask me. And on top of this, if you want to send me your essays for me to read them and edit them, not too harshly, but I mean, just like look over them and give you tips, then feel free to send them to me. Since school is sort of going on, I won't really have that much time, but of course I will find, like for everyone, if you guys, if there's like a wide amount, but actually, yeah, I'll just keep this up. Please send them to me. I can read them over the weekends, and especially during finals, I'm probably not going to read any, but I mean, well, I'll read like very, very few. But please send them to me. I get out of, my last day is December 22nd, so you have like all of winter break to just like send me your essays, and I'm not going to be doing anything, so just like, you know, I'll edit them, and depending on who you are, you know, I can always give you my phone number. We can talk, like, you know, we can talk on the phone, or we can, like, you know, get on, well, you know, like a webinar or anything like that. You know, like, just, wait, what's going on? Yeah. So, you know, don't, can you see me? What's going on? Me and technology. You would think I was better at technology from being a biochemistry major, but whatever. So don't yeah, email me, and push, like, you know, if you really want, you can, like, I will give you my phone number. We can talk on the phone, and I can like give you tips like that. If you want a webcam, like go on Uvu or FaceTime or anything like that, you know, just, you know, contact me, hit me up, and I will, you know, tell you and help you and things like that. So I don't think there's any questions from this one viewer, unless I'm that one viewer, because that will be kind of embarrassing. Am I the one viewer? Oh, this says Zero's watching. Whatever. All right, so without further ado, that's pretty much it. That's done. Yeah. So I hope you have a good day or night or anytime you're watching this, because I'm going to save it and submit it to people and put it on my social media. And yeah, you can hear me talk for